Welcome to War Bios, the podcast where we delve into the lives of history's greatest warriors and commanders, exploring the strategic mind and moral character that shaped their decisions on the battlefield. Today, we're going to embark on a fascinating journey through the life of Chandragupta Maurya, one of ancient India's most remarkable leaders. Born in the 4th century BCE, Chandragupta would go on to found the Mauryan Empire, which stretched from present-day Afghanistan to Bangladesh and leave an indelible mark on Indian history. To understand the man who would become one of the most powerful emperors of his time, we must begin with his early life. Chandragupta was born in the kingdom of Magadha, in what is now the state of Bihar, India. The kingdom's capital, Pataliputra, was a bustling metropolis with towering walls and imposing gates that seemed to touch the sky. The air was thick with the smells of exotic spices, fresh bread, and the acrid tang of metalworking. As a child, Chandragupta would have been surrounded by the sights and sounds of this vibrant city, the clang of hammer on anvil, the chatter of merchants haggling over goods, and the soft chanting of Buddhist monks as they made their way through the crowded streets. His birth is shrouded in mystery, but it's believed that he was a member of the Kshatriya caste, the traditional warrior class of ancient India. According to legend, Chandragupta's mother, Mura, was a princess from a neighboring kingdom, and his father, Sarvarthasiddhi, was a minor chief or noble. This noble lineage would have afforded Chandragupta a certain level of privilege and access to the best education available in the kingdom. As a young prince, Chandragupta would have been exposed to the teachings of various philosophical traditions, including Buddhism and Jainism, which were gaining popularity during this period. The kingdom's scholars and philosophers would have regaled him with stories of the great Indian epics, the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, and taught him about the importance of dharma, or righteous living. These early influences would have shaped Chandragupta's worldview and instilled in him a strong sense of justice and morality. Chandragupta's early life was also shaped by the tumultuous politics of the time. The kingdom of Magadha was constantly at war with its neighbors, and the young prince would have grown up hearing stories of battles won and lost. His family's position within the kingdom would have also exposed him to the intrigues and power struggles that characterized ancient Indian court life. The palace would have been a hotbed of gossip, backroom deals, and whispered plots, as various factions vied for influence and control. One of the most significant influences on Chandragupta's early life was the Brahmin scholar and strategist Kautilya, also known as Chanakya. According to tradition, Kautilya was a brilliant advisor who had been wronged by the ruling dynasty of Magadha and was seeking revenge. He saw great potential in the young Chandragupta and took him under his wing, teaching him the art of statecraft, diplomacy, and warfare. Under Kautilya's guidance, Chandragupta would have learned about the importance of strategy, intelligence gathering, and adaptability on the battlefield. He would have studied the classic Indian texts on warfare, including the Arthashastra, which emphasized the use of cunning, deception, and clever tactics to outmaneuver one's enemies. Kautilya would have also taught Chandragupta about the importance of building alliances, managing resources, and maintaining a strong economy. As Chandragupta grew older, he would have become increasingly aware of the challenges facing his kingdom. Magadha was threatened by the neighboring kingdoms of Kosala and Vriji, and the young prince would have known that his family's position was precarious at best. The seeds of ambition and a desire for power were likely sown during these early years, as Chandragupta began to dream of a greater future for himself and his kingdom. The historical context of Chandragupta's early life is crucial in understanding the man he would become. Ancient India was a complex and dynamic society, with multiple kingdoms and empires vying for power. The Persian Empire, under the rule of Darius III, had recently been defeated by Alexander the Great, leaving a power vacuum in the region. Rather, it was the result of a complex interplay between his family background, his education, and the historical context in which he lived. The young prince's character was being shaped by the influences around him, from the teachings of Kautilya to the tumultuous politics of Magadha. As Chandragupta's ambitions continued to unfold like a rich tapestry, his relationship with Kautilya deepened, with the wise mentor guiding him through the intricate landscape of statecraft and warfare. The year 305 BCE marked a pivotal moment in their partnership, as they embarked on a campaign to conquer the neighboring kingdoms of Kosala and Vriji, which had long been a source of irritation for Magadha. Like a master strategist, Chandragupta, with Kautilya by his side, led his armies to victory against these rival states, showcasing his military prowess and strategic thinking. One of the most significant battles fought during this period was the conquest of the Vriji Confederacy, a powerful alliance of tribes that had long resisted Magadhan rule. The Vriji warriors, known for their bravery and martial skills, presented a formidable challenge to Chandragupta's forces. However, the young prince's clever tactics, honed under Kautilya's tutelage, proved decisive. He employed spies and saboteurs to weaken the enemy from within, exploiting the divisions and rivalries that existed among the Vriji tribes. As the Vriji Confederacy began to fracture, Chandragupta launched a swift and decisive assault, catching his enemies off guard. The victory over Vriji marked a major turning point in Chandragupta's career, as it not only expanded Magadha's borders but also demonstrated his ability to lead and inspire his troops. The conquests of Kosala and Vriji were followed by a series of campaigns against other neighboring kingdoms, including the Gandharans and the Sindhus. These military victories allowed Chandragupta to consolidate his power and establish a strong foundation for the Mauryan Empire, which would eventually stretch from present-day Afghanistan to Tamil Nadu in southern India. As Chandragupta's empire expanded, he faced new challenges and opportunities. In 303 BCE, he encountered one of his greatest adversaries, the Greek general Seleucus, the first Nicator, who had been appointed by Alexander the Great as the satrap of Babylon. Seleucus had been expanding his territories eastward and saw the Indian subcontinent as a potential prize. The two armies clashed in the Indus Valley, with Chandragupta's forces emerging victorious. The Treaty of 303 BCE, which ended the conflict, marked a significant milestone in Chandragupta's career, as it established the Mauryan Empire as a major power in the ancient world and secured its borders against Greek aggression. The treaty also had far-reaching cultural implications, as it led to an exchange of diplomats, scholars, and ideas between the Mauryan Empire and the Hellenistic world. Chandragupta's court attracted Greek philosophers, including the famous historian Megasthenes, who wrote extensively about Indian culture and society. This cross-cultural exchange would have a profound impact on the development of Indian thought and art, as Greek and Indian scholars engaged in lively debates and discussions about philosophy, science, and politics. As Chandragupta's empire continued to evolve, he implemented a series of administrative reforms which helped to consolidate his power and establish an efficient system of governance. He divided his empire into provinces, each governed by an appointed official, and established a network of spies and informants to monitor the activities of his officials and potential rivals. The Mauryan Empire's administrative system, with its emphasis on centralization and surveillance, would become a model for future Indian empires. Chandragupta's relationships with his contemporaries were also significant, particularly his friendship with the Buddhist monk Bhadrabahu, who would later play a key role in the development of Jainism. The two men engaged in lively debates about philosophy and spirituality, and Chandragupta's interest in Buddhism and Jainism reflects the eclecticism and tolerance that characterized his reign. Bhadrabahu's influence on Chandragupta can be seen in the latter's patronage of Buddhist and Jain institutions, which helped to spread these faiths throughout the empire. The significance of Chandragupta's achievements cannot be overstated, as he laid the foundations for a vast and powerful empire that would shape Indian history for centuries to come. His military victories, administrative reforms, and cultural exchanges with the Hellenistic world all contributed to the creation of a vibrant and dynamic society, which would produce some of the most remarkable achievements in Indian art, literature, and philosophy. As the Mauryan Empire continued to expand and evolve, Chandragupta's legacy would endure, inspiring future generations of Indian rulers and scholars to strive for greatness. His name would become synonymous with wisdom, courage, and vision, and his empire would remain a testament to the power of human ingenuity and creativity. As Chandragupta Maurya's empire continued to flourish, he began to focus on his later years, marked by a series of significant events that would shape his legacy like the ebb and flow of a mighty river. The currents of time had carried him through the turbulent waters of war and conquest, but now he navigated the calmer shores of introspection and spiritual exploration. One of the most notable occurrences during this period was his conversion to Jainism, under the influence of Bhadrabahu, the Buddhist monk who had become a close friend and advisor. This spiritual transformation had a profound impact on Chandragupta's life and reign, as he began to prioritize non-violence, tolerance, and compassion, much like a skilled commander adapts his tactics to suit the ever-changing landscape of war. According to historical accounts, Chandragupta's adoption of Jainism led him to renounce his throne and embark on a journey of self-discovery, traversing the vast expanse of his empire like a seasoned general surveying the battlefield. He traveled extensively throughout his dominion, engaging with scholars, philosophers, and ordinary people, seeking to understand the complexities of human nature and the mysteries of the universe. This period of introspection and contemplation allowed Chandragupta to reflect on his life's work and the legacy he wanted to leave behind, much like a master strategist assessing the strengths and weaknesses of his army. As he grew older, Chandragupta became increasingly reclusive, dedicating himself to spiritual pursuits and withdrawing from public life. His son, Bindusara, succeeded him as emperor, but Chandragupta remained a revered figure, sought out for his wisdom and counsel like a trusted advisor on the battlefield. The ancient Indian text, the Mahavamsa, describes Chandragupta's later years as a time of great personal growth and transformation, during which he attained a state of perfect peace and tranquility, untroubled by the passions and desires that had driven him in his youth. This remarkable metamorphosis was a testament to Chandragupta's capacity for self-reflection and his willingness to adapt, much like a skilled commander adjusting his tactics to suit the evolving circumstances of war. Chandragupta Maurya's life came to an end around 297 BCE, under circumstances that are still shrouded in mystery, much like the fog of war that often obscures the truth. Some accounts suggest that he died in a Jain monastery, surrounded by his spiritual advisors and friends, while others propose that he may have ended his own life through ritual fasting, a practice known as salakana, which was common among Jains. Today, Chandragupta Maurya is remembered as one of the greatest emperors in Indian history, a visionary leader who unified a vast and diverse subcontinent under a single rule. His military campaigns, administrative reforms, and cultural achievements have left an indelible mark on the region, shaping the course of Indian politics, society, and culture for centuries to come. As the ancient Greek historian Megasthenes once observed, Chandragupta's empire was a marvel of its time, a testament to the power of human ingenuity and creativity. This enduring legacy is a tribute to Chandragupta's exceptional leadership and his ability to inspire loyalty and devotion in his people, much like a skilled commander inspiring his troops to fight for a noble cause. He was a true statesman, capable of balancing the demands of power with the needs of his people, and a visionary thinker who sought to create a more just and harmonious world. Chandragupta's story serves as a powerful reminder that leadership is not just about achieving power or winning battles, but about inspiring others to strive for greatness and leaving a lasting impact on the world. In the end, Chandragupta Maurya's life was a testament to the human spirit's capacity for growth, adaptation, and transformation. Like a skilled commander, he navigated the complexities of war and politics with strategic brilliance, but he also demonstrated a profound understanding of the human condition, recognizing that true greatness lies not in conquest or domination, but in the ability to inspire, to uplift, and to leave a lasting legacy. That's all for today's War Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, I'm General Biography reminding you to keep marching toward victory.